In an instant, we were standing on a grassy area, looking around what looked like Earth, but with a lot fewer buildings. There were trees and a peaceful blue sky. There was an outdoor concert nearby and hundreds of people were just listening to the bands. So this looks awfully familiar. Is this the same as Earth? It's a lot like Earth, but it is different too. Do they have any arcades here? This is weird because if I was in 1958 or so, why would I be asking about arcades? Nevertheless, she walked me to an arcade area that was empty of people but full of arcade machines. I walked up to a Pac-Man looking machine and asked her for some money. She tells me, "Oh, there's no money in this world. Everything is free." She told me the builders just really liked arcade machines. So I'm looking at this screen, and it's a guy walking down the sidewalk with a flower in his hand. She told me to hand the flower to a person walking the other way. I hit the button, and the person got a flower, but now I had 2 flowers. I handed another flower out, and now I had 3 flowers. I handed 3 flowers out, and now I had 6 flowers. I told her, I don't get it. She tells me to give is to receive. The more you give, the more you receive. How do you win this game? The concepts of winning and losing do not exist in this world. Well then, how do you finish the game? You are finished when you don't want to play anymore. It was a rather boring game, and I ended up with so many flowers, I couldn't see my player anymore. I quickly understood why no one was at this dumb arcade. We walked out of the arcade, and I asked her about what kind of house I could have. She said that I could have any house I wanted, but most people don't live in houses in this world. Most just live in the parks. I'm thinking, bums? She showed me that I could build myself a mansion only with my mind, and as I thought about what I wanted, they came to exist. Soon I had a rather nice home, and I asked her why more people didn't want a house. Didn't they like to have their own place and some privacy? That's when she put her hand through the wall. She explained that I could have a house, but that I couldn't really have any privacy. She showed me how people could walk right into my house no matter how many walls and locks I put up. All I could do was put up signs asking people to not come in. She said, imagine your hand going through the wall, and sure enough, it went right through. How come I don't fall through the floor? Because you believe you won't. Well, isn't there a police force that arrests trespassers? We have something much like a police force, but instead of punishing people, we try to help them. Why not just throw them in jail? Well, they can always just walk through the walls. How about a family? Who will my parents be? How do I get into this world? Everyone is your family. God is your father, and you are already here in this world. You don't need to be born into it. I asked about the end of life, and she said, there is no concept of it here either. You just leave whenever you want to. What about money? There is no money. Everyone is equal here. There is no concept of individual possessions here. You mean to tell me that if I work really hard, the guy watching TV all day with no job has the same standard of living as me? Yep, everyone is equal. What about intimate relations? Do you get that here? There is something like it here, but it is not with our bodies. It is much more of a mental engagement, and we find it far more intimate than how you do it on Earth. That did it for me. Get me out of here. In an instant, I was floating in black space with her again. I asked about other worlds, and she said that if I didn't like that one, I would surely not like the other ones even more. I asked her if they had another world that did have walls, and she did say there were plans to make another world even more denser than Earth, but the actual building was not started yet. I was furious. I didn't like Earth, and I didn't like this world without physical intimacy, laws, families, that is full of socialists and bums living in the park. She asked where I wanted to go now. I don't want to go anywhere. So she said she was going to leave me here to think things over and that she would be back if I needed her, and poof, she was gone. I'm floating in black space by myself, and I look around and I don't even have a body anymore. I feel safe for some odd reason, but I'm furious and bored. I float for hours holding on to my anger. Once in a long while, some stranger stops by and asks me what I'm doing out here. I tell them, Earth sucks, and so do the other worlds. I asked them where they're headed, and I usually got the, I'm going back to Earth line. Once I met someone I knew from like 20 lifetimes ago on Earth, and of course, they were going back to Earth. I think I floated out there for 3 weeks without a body, while every once in a while communicating with passing strangers just with telepathy. I couldn't see them or hear them, but still, we knew each other's presence and thoughts. Finally, my guide comes back and says, "We think we found a family for you on Earth." Well, I'm bored to tears, and so I agree to look. She whisks me away, and I'm looking at this screen with another person, and I see Earth with people and stuff. My guide says, "This will be you. This will be your sister, and this will be your father. This is where you will live, in California, by the beach. You will make a lot of money, and these are some of your many girlfriends you will be having lots of fun with. One drawback is that this will be your mother. She is rather difficult." I was very impressed with the bikini-clad, tanned bodies I was offered, but I said, "What else have you got?" She said, "Oh, that's all. If you don't like that, I will just take you back to where you've been hanging out." I'm thinking, she's got me. Bikinis, money, Southern California beaches, or black space. I say, "Okay, but I don't want my life to be cut short again." "Deal. We will send some angels with you." "Cool, I'll do it." "What do you want to accomplish while you're there?" I was thinking about nailing all those suntanned hotties, but I said, "I want to do God's will." "Excellent, it will be done." And they sat me in this tub-like thing, and I went alone down this clear water slide tube, and then all of a sudden, I'm in a dark and small room. I realize I'm inside my new mother, and it's already time for delivery. I try to make it quick and as painless for my new mom as possible. I come out quickly. The doctor and nurse are there. Everything goes smooth. I get some sleep. The next day, I'm eating bottles of delicious milk. A beautiful nurse comes by and straps me to this chair. I'm thinking, the fun already starts. She walks away, and this man comes in, and before I know it, he cuts the little foreskin off me. It hurts, and already I don't trust beautiful women anymore. I woke up from my dream, got out of bed, and stared at my bed for a few moments and wondered, what did I just dream? I went downstairs and told my mom that I think I might have remembered being born. I described the quick delivery, the doctor's and nurse's appearance, and the way the room looked. The nurse had a big black beehive hairdo. My mom said that it was all exactly like how I described it, and wanted to know if my dad put me up to this little gag. I was weird for about a week after that dream. There were so many strange messages in it. I think the most important message was that I didn't really want to die. I wanted to be on Earth. I got a job soon afterward at an aerospace company making good money for the next 21 years. I took up surfing and met a lot of women. It was just what I came here for. Oh, and that little thing about God's will. Yeah, I got to do that too. I'm ready for the next world now. I can't wait to just sit in the park to listen and play with the bands in the park. I know there is a far greater intimacy with people than just the physical act. I've experienced the messages I received in the dream. That dream had 100, if not more, lessons in it that I would learn later in life. I've even had telepathic communications with other people and the Holy Spirit. I know God, the Holy Spirit, my guide, and my angels go everywhere with me. I know everyone I meet is my family. I know that after I die, I won't be dead. I know that to give is to receive. I know karma. I know that when people behave badly, that it is wise to help them instead of punishing them.